Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of great millstones. Salutations to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000. Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. Real quick, I came across this video. Decided to do a real quick lesson. And the title of it will be America is the City of Confusion, or somewhere down the lines of that title there. All right, and fair use.
As the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride. I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman? Would you repeat what you just said when you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this.
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
So, right, this was put up a day ago from the New York Times. It says, a Republican lawmaker abruptly adjourned a congressional hearing on Tuesday after being challenged for referring to Representative Sarah McBride, Democrat of Delaware, and the first openly trans lawmaker in Congress, as a man. The Europe subcommittee of the House Foreign Affairs panel was in the middle of a hearing on arms control and U.S. assistance to Europe when its chairman, Representative Keith Self of Texas, introduced his colleague by calling her Mr. McBride. McBride briefly registered her displeasure by returning Self's slight, responding, "Thank you, Madam Chairman," before proceeding with her, which is a he, remarks. But Representative William Keating of Massachusetts, the ranking Democrat on the subcommittee, was not willing to move on. He interrupted to request that Self repeat his introduction, which he did, again referring to the Delaware Democrat as Mr. McBride. The chairman, "You are out of order," Keating fired back. Right, so this is the Egyptians going against the Egyptians.
I now
Right, I'll play
recognize
it one more
the
time.
representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride. I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction
He
again,
got mad
please?
as hell.
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman?
The
Would you
standard-
repeat what you just said when you
I-
introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
You don't get no better than this, man. You know, watching America, which is known as Babylon the Great, fall. The fall of this place is like scenes out of a good ass movie, yo. White, you got these devils turning on each other, yo. It is hilarious to me. Salakia. Isaiah 24:10, the city of confusion, which is known as America. All right, which is America, which is known as Babylon the Great. Babylon being actually meaning confusion, going to the root word Babal. The city of confusion is broken down, and that's what you see happening. The economy is falling. The dollar is collapsing. America is becoming more divided. They're losing their allies, or tensions are rising with the allies of their country. All right. It says every house is shut up that no man may come in. So ultimately, you're gonna have there's been rumors of another government shutdown in the air, and it's gonna be another scene or worse than the situation in 2020, where you were forced to stay in the house and quarantine, and ultimately martial law is going to be declared. You're going to have roadblocks and cities barricaded off from each other. Scriptures say you shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Right, that's under martial law, because of the uprisings and uproars of the people. That is eventually going to increase, and the root of it is because of the confusion. Middle class is realizing that they've been manipulated. They don't have the rights, or their rights that they believe that they have are in jeopardy of being lost, and the people are going to take matters into their own hands, all right, and shall not regard the leadership, not care about the consequences, and more and more is going to be every man for themselves. Every man for himself. You're not going. America is going to become more divided, and all that neighborly shit is going to go out the window more and more as we draw closer to the end of this thing. The trust of the people is going to become even more damaged, right? But going to this video, because trans, to be trans, that whole alphabet community is full of confusion, man. It's full of confusion, and these devils like to play on confusion and the dividing of that whole model of divide and conquer, in order out of chaos. They create problems to create more order, once providing a solution of the chaos. And so these devils know what they're doing. You got America is already divided as far as Republicans and Democrats, those who support Republicans, those who support Democrats, and they often get in heated debates, maybe even physical fights, over who voted for who, right? You got the White House, you got the House of Representatives, you got the Senate. You know, the different branches of government. You got different laws in different states. You got, you know, the federal laws are different from state laws and municipal laws. You know, the tension between men and women in this country is greatly increasing. You know, and it's a bunch of confusion, a bunch of division. But DJ Trump, you know, first of all, as far as laws, America made it to where as though, you know, you had to pass laws to where as though a natural born male, you know, who wants to be identified as a she or female, you know, has to be respected, you know, basically by law. DJ Trump, when he got in office, he reversed that. He said, you know, a male is a male, you know, she is a she, basically, and you know, the effects of that is spilling over. You know, the effects of making it legal for same-sex marriages and trans. You know, the whole alphabet community. You know, that whole thing. Even women, women's right, the women's rights movement. You know, I just heard something that the brother of Arrows of Indignation, he put up, and you know, he basically, the devil basically said that the women's rights movement was installed into the government of America to create more confusion, to control the masses of the people even more. So it's the same thing with the alphabet community. He also said the NRA, you know, has been infiltrated, basically, right? You know, any of these movements that the government backs, you know, whether it's religion with, you know, with Christianity, Islam, Jehovah Wickedness, anything that the government backs is not to be trusted. You know, Black Lives Matter, civil rights movement, you know, and none of these things is beneficial for our people in the long end. Planned Parenthood, you know, the women's rights movement, like I said, the LGBT, the alphabet community, so forth and so on. You know, and just like ancient Rome, you know, because of the division, right? Because of the widespread of the Roman military, you know, all of these things, you know, the military of the ancient Roman Empire being away from home more than home, you know, all of these things contributed to the downfall of Rome, and America, you know, is Rome all over again. And so you see the same things happening. All right. It's Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, because America is also spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah and Nineveh and all of the ancient kingdoms, the greatest ancient kingdoms that of the past, reincarnated, rolled into one, especially those that the Israelites were enslaved in, right? The Greeks, the Romans, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, so forth and so on, and the Egyptians as well. And I will set the new Egyptians is the Americans, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, right? Civil wars, and kingdom against kingdom, which, you know, things are gonna eventually spill over to World War III, you know, resulting in America's allies, which you can see that happening. You know, Mexico and Canada is on the same eastern, western hemisphere of the earth, and was once it was that they're still like allies, but the tensions is rising between the countries because of these tariffs. You know, the European countries are call themselves coming together. And the scripture says that against to help Ukraine, and basically the union between these European countries and America's allies all together is being threatened because of the moves that DJ Trump is making since he's been in office. And things are gonna lead up to World War III ultimately. Morning, how's it going? It's a lot.
Hey, question. Yeah, so when you're doing your walks, are the lights on any of the other floors? I mean, like full lighting?
It depends on the night. It depends on the night.
Like what about tonight? Today?
Tonight, I didn't notice. I wasn't really paying attention.
No, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you'll know whether like the lights are on. Like if you're walking on the hallway in the 4th, that light's gonna be full blown lit up.
On the 4th floor, that's where the Titanic is, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the lights wasn't on the Titanic, but it has been nights previous.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So Salakia, right? So things are gonna spill over into World War III, resulting in the whole the beast hating the whole, right, and burning her with fire, which represents NATO and the EU, America's main allied countries, yeah, you can see that happening, and so it's just a matter of time before this place is totally destroyed by fire, due to thermonuclear missile, all out nuclear warfare, right? So very great and exciting times for the elect. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Kakodash, double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of great millstones, citations to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000. Shalom.